Colonel Michael Segall, thank you for joining the Jerusalem Center Online. You report that when Secretary of State John Kerry recently toured the Gulf states, he found a great distrust of Iran. After the Iranian nuclear deal, why are the Arab states so worried?
The Arab states are long worried of Iran because they see that Iran is ongoing with its subversion activities in the Gulf states and beyond the Gulf states, in Syria, in Yemen, and other places all across the Arab world. And indeed, in the last months, we have seen at least 3 ships carried weapons to Yemen and to other places in the Gulf states, were intercepted by foreign fleets operating in the Arab Sea and the vicinity of Yemen and the Persian Gulf. And the Arab leaders, namely the Saudi Arabians, are deeply worried that Iran is more confident after striking the nuclear deal, will increase its subversion in Arab states generally and in the Gulf states particularly. And we have seen in the recent months that Iran is indeed accelerating its efforts to equip the Houthis in Yemen and to enhance its activity in Syria. And actually we have seen the Iranian army, which was up till now was out of the picture concerning giving military aid to other countries. We have seen Iranian 65 airborne troops, which is belong to the Iranian army, are now deployed in Syria, and indeed some of them were killed in recent weeks operating in Syria alongside the Iran Revolutionary Guards, the IRGC, in Syria. So when John Kerry came to the Gulf states, he encountered a criticism both of the American policy towards Iran, and he reheard or heard again about their concern of Iranian increased activity in this area. For instance, in March, a few Hezbollah operatives in the United Arab Emirates were arrested, gathering information on the UAE to conduct terrorist activities in this place. We've seen in Bahrain, Hezbollah cells operated by Iran were exposed, and we can see Iran is ongoing with its policy of exporting the revolution. And in this regard, we have seen Ja'afari, the head of the Revolutionary Guards Corps. He said that the Arab Gulf states kings are fools, and they are full because they are reliant on the United States. They want the United States to help them, but the United States will not help them. On this, we can say that the Iranian leader said that the American army is no good, and the American army is no good, and the Iranian army is far more stronger than the American army because of its faith and the ideology and its believing in Allah, because the United States Army have no ideology, they have no morals, and thus Iran is more strong than the United States. So to sum it up, I think the Gulf states are very worried of Iran after signing the nuclear agreement, and they said it to Secretary of State Kerry. They said it to Obama. I think it was in Camp David a few months ago, and they are very worried because the next war in the Middle East will be between Iran, the Shia Iran, and Sunni Saudi Arabia. This will be the old-new rivalry in the Middle East, in shaping the landscape of the Middle East in the post so-called Arab Spring era.